At a Colorado grocery store makes his first court appearance in person.
President Biden holds his first official news conference since taking office. I'm Natalie Brand with the questions he's expected to face from the southern border to gun violence.
And why thousands of people are starting their day watching a man pick up trash.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
A four-state bank announces it's closing 31 branch locations, including 3 in southwest Missouri. This is KOAN News at noon. I'm Tanya Bach. Topping our first 7 minutes, Arvest Bank says its reconfiguration plan will close 15 branches in Oklahoma, 12 in Arkansas, and 4 in Missouri. Now, southwest Missouri locations include the West 7th Street branch in Joplin, Neosho's Lusk Drive location, and the Arvest Bank on Main in Knoll. Those branches are scheduled to close at 5 p.m. on June 30th. Arvest says it plans to install 38 live teller ATMs throughout its network. These machines allow customers to have face-to-face communication with Arvest tellers through a video screen. You can check out the complete list of closings on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, if you've been saving it for a rainy day, get it done, because Mother Nature is gearing up to give us some sunshine very soon. Michael Hayslip joins us with the first look at the forecast.
Won't certainly be too bad to end the work week, Tanya. We just get through today, but you know what? So far, we've kind of lucked out, and here's why. When we go to the Skywatch Storm Tracker, and this is with our lightning tracker on, we have yet to pick up any amount of huge strikes. Now, I do want to point out just north of Fort Scott right here, we are picking up a little action. That thing is intensified pretty good as we've got that north to south band as everything moves out of northeast Oklahoma. Also, too, while this looks relatively light, I do want to point out that we've still got an afternoon left as it comes out of the Red River right here, and we find ourselves on that far northwestern edge of a good system that stretches all the way on the other side of the Mississippi through the Tennessee River Valley. 51 right now in Joplin, 47 in Chanute. Let's roll 45 in Nevada. How about Stockton? Stockton and Lamar, just about up there to 50 as well. So this is going to be an afternoon affair, and we are going to anticipate some heavier rain. This is what I was talking about with southwest Missouri, especially that northern part where we don't have a whole lot falling right now. But as we get into 3, 4 o'clock and this thing pushes off to the northeast, that's certainly going to provide additional rain. Then we begin to clear out down to the southwest. Bye-bye cloud cover. And then, like Tanya was saying, overnight, we not only clear out, but we get ready for a delightful Friday and Saturday. These chances scattered, certainly not as widespread as what we have today, with temperatures pressing up close to 70 degrees. Coming up here in just a little bit, we're going to take a look at how much rain we've had, how much is still to come, but also, too, Tanya, we got a mess on our hands. This is just 11 days removed from the tornado outbreak they had in Alabama and Mississippi. And we'll break that down as far as what's going on in the southeast when I see you in a bit.
All right, sounds like we got a lot to talk about. Thanks, Michael. The 21-year-old man suspected of shooting and killing 10 people at a grocery store in Boulder, Colorado, makes his first appearance in court. 21-year-old Ahmed Alisa appeared before a district judge in Boulder this morning. He's being held on suspicion of 10 counts of first-degree murder and 1 count of attempted first-degree murder. Most Colorado court proceedings have been over video during the pandemic, but Alisa was ordered to appear in person with his court-appointed attorney. He was last seen handcuffed and being led out of the King Soopers supermarket, where police say he opened fire with an assault-style weapon. Outside the courthouse last night, more than 500 people gathered to mourn the victims, including Boulder police officer Eric Talley, who was first to arrive on the scene. President Biden will face the news media in his first formal press conference since taking office. A little more than 2 months into his administration, questions are expected to hit on issues from gun control to the pandemic. Natalie Brand has more details from the White House.
As President Biden touts progress in the coronavirus vaccine rollout, he's facing new questions about what many are calling a growing crisis at the southern border.
This new surge we're dealing with now started with the last administration, but it's our responsibility to deal with it humanely and to stop what's happening.
The president has tasked Vice President Kamala Harris to lead the administration's border response and work with Mexico, Guatemala, Honduras, and El Salvador, countries the migrants are fleeing.
If you deal with the problems in country, it benefits everyone.
The U.S. government is adding 11,000 emergency beds to house the influx of children. Complicating the situation, nearly 3,000 have tested positive for COVID-19.
The CDC is working really closely with the administration to ensure safe COVID practices.
The president takes the podium after 2 shooting massacres in less than a week left 18 dead, renewing a push for gun safety legislation.
If we want something to be permanent, if we want it to be lasting, we need it to be legislation. He certainly believes that, but there are also executive actions under consideration.
Despite a 50-50 split in the Senate, President Biden has said he does not support abolishing the filibuster, which would help him get more of his agenda passed, including a hotly debated voting rights bill.
A bill that would combat all of these voter suppression efforts. A bill that would make it easier, not harder, to vote.
This legislation would forcibly rewrite the election laws of all 50 states from here in Washington.
The president is also likely to face questions about international tensions, including the latest North Korean ballistic missile tests. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Thursday's launch of 2 suspected ballistic missiles is North Korea's first test of a banned missile in a year. Some analysts believe it's meant to show anger that President Biden laughed off a non-ballistic missile launch last weekend. Pyongyang is banned from testing ballistic missiles under UN Security Council resolutions. North Korea has not tested one since 2017, well before the historic meeting between Kim Jong-un and President Trump in 2018. A cargo ship the size of a skyscraper is trapped in Egypt's Suez Canal, and it's been trapped since Tuesday. Extreme winds pushed the Panama-flagged Ever Given off course and wedged it across the man-made waterway, triggering a backup of at least 150 other vessels and imperiling global shipping. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes. Up next on KOAN News at noon.
It's a small act with a big impact. I'm Michael George with how a man just picking up trash in his community led hundreds of thousands of others to do the same.
And later, we're making easy peasy pea salad in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. It's a simple idea, picking up garbage in your neighborhood. But one man has turned lending a helping hand in his community into a viral phenomenon, watched by tens of thousands across the world. Michael George introduces us to the man behind Trash Love.
Oh, good morning, good morning. It's great to pick up trash.
Steve Shimshick may seem like he's talking to himself,
And we are live.
but he's actually talking to thousands of fans who tune in every morning just to watch him pick up garbage.
So how is everybody doing?
Steve is a 27-year-old musician from New Brunswick, New Jersey. A few months ago, he started live streaming his neighborhood trash cleanups on Reddit. Who would have guessed within weeks he'd have more than 12,000 followers? Why does this connect with people so much?
I think there are a couple reasons. One, there's this sense of community on the streams, and there's that sense of connectedness that I think a lot of people have been missing in the pandemic.
He calls it Trash Love, but the trash isn't the star, it's Steve and the positivity he spreads every morning.
First of all, congratulations on the new job to Amy. Amy, this piece goes out to you.
But then something unexpected happened. Viewers started doing their own trash cleanup walks, and not just in the U.S. Steve's small act has now gone global. In Munich, Germany, Shifa El Metnawi was inspired to clean up her neighborhood, and she has her own audience of 2,000 viewers.
It wasn't just about picking up trash, but also picking up spirits. I've made lots of friends all over the world.
And Steve doesn't just talk to people, he listens, inviting followers to relay what's happening in their lives.
I hope your surgery goes well. Thank you so much for sharing.
Proving that one man's trash...
It's not maybe the largest problem in my city, but it's something that I can do slowly. Get out there and feel like I'm helping in some way.
...can be a neighborhood treasure. Michael George, CBS News, New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Fly me to the moon and let me pick up all the trash.
If you're inspired by Steve, he encourages anyone interested to call your city or county park and ask for ways to help clean up in your own neighborhood. Still to come on the KOAM News at Noon, Mr. Food.
Is there one spring veggie that you look forward to every year? For me, there is. and wait until you see what we do with it.
But first, Michael Hayslip returns with your complete forecast.
We're going to jump into our rain and what to expect for the rest of the day, but I wanted just to point out that we've been lucky so far. Joplin Regional Airport only at 9/100ths of an inch of precipitation, but we know we've certainly got more down from the south that's going to make its way through for the afternoon and evening hours. Really 2 points to kind of hammer on right now. North of Fort Scott, we've got it coming down real good, and then right on the Kansas-Oklahoma state line, making its way toward Independence. Rain now filtering through southwest Missouri as well. Haven't picked up any lightning as of yet. Like I say, we've been kind of lucky in our precipitation accumulation, sitting anywhere about 1/10 to 1/4 of an inch. Right down here on the south side of I-44, that's just about in the 1-inch territory, so they'll pick up a little bit more. But if you look down here toward the Ozarks, right on the Missouri-Arkansas state line, they've certainly got a lot more flooding woes than what we will have. But speaking of flooding, we still have the Osage River there running out of Vernon County. It's interesting, this flood warning that lasts all the way till Sunday morning, that's specifically for the Osage right near Osceola. It's expected to kind of crest right here on the north side of Nevada, probably about tomorrow. So we'll gradually see the flood warnings taper off in a west to east motion. Overcast skies, so our temperatures really aren't going to be able to do anything for the rest of the day. But the nice thing is, while we haven't seen a whole lot of motion in the severe thunderstorm risk map from when we visited it yesterday, we still stay in that minimal level. But also, too, this is an indicator that we are going to see an uptick in our rain intensity as we work through Thursday afternoon. Look at this mess that they got right here. You have to remember, we're only 12 days removed from the tornado outbreak that they had through portions of Mississippi and Alabama, and now we've got the storm reports building up specifically in the Birmingham area. They hardly had a chance to clean up before this round is hit, where you not only have live wires, you've got roads blocked, you even have roads that are washed out on the north side of Birmingham with the amount of rain that they've picked up for today. So our temperatures, 50 right now in Neosho, 46 in Independence. Let's roll 50 in CJ and 44 in Fort Scott. We're kind of all over the board. Like I said, because of that overcast cloud cover, not going to have a whole lot of movement, but here's the other thing. Even when the clouds move out overnight, it's not going to be drastically cold. Stuck right there, afternoon rain into the early evening, but a little patience is going to pay off here because the skies are going to part from south to north and we're going to have some sunshine on the way come Friday. So as we break down future track right here, going to be gone probably about 5, 6 o'clock. So not too bad, but this is what we were talking about where we saw that precip that was already in excess of an inch. Want to watch everything, especially south of I-44, for the possibility of additional flooding through the afternoon hours, because even as it pushes out, it's going to hit us right in time for that evening commute. Now, once it does, clouds are going to ebb and flow a little bit. Friday night looking clear, but just in time for sunrise, it wants to reemerge from the west. Nice thing about it, no precip with this. Friday's looking pretty good for the most part. And then, like I said, a little patience. By the time we get into Friday afternoon, most of the 4 states should see some sunshine. When we get to the 7-day forecast, that's why we keep that slight chance for rain for Friday and Saturday. But Tanya, I think the great thing is coming off of a chilly, wet Thursday. Once again, want to stress, not looking at anything severe. Look, we're looking at 70s as we head into the weekend. Tanya and I were talking about the things that a number of 4-state communities have planned now that it's spring on Sunday. 64, mostly sunny skies and mild.
I'm liking the weekend forecast. 70 degrees, yes.
That's where you thank Nick and Doug.
Thank you, Nick and Doug.
There
and
you
Michael.
go. Thank you.
And you too, Michael. We'll give you some credit. All right, we take this time to honor today's 4-state hero. Purple Heart recipient Asa Throop in the U.S. Army. The soldier hails from Joplin, Missouri. He fought with the Trailblazers in the Army's Infantry Division from 1943 to 1945. While fighting in the European theater and in Germany, Throop earned the Combat Infantry Badge and 2 Good Conduct Medals. To Staff Sergeant Asa Throop, we thank you, our 4-state hero. Today we learned how to make a pea salad that beats all other pea salads, and it's a cinch to put it together. Howard shows us his easy peasy pea salad in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You know, there are 3 things I look forward to every spring. Tulips popping up, replacing my sweatshirts with golf shirts, and getting my hands on the first crop of spring peas. Let me tell you, there's nothing like spring peas fresh off the vine. And whether you eat them as is or toss them in a salad like we're making today, you can't miss. Since the season to get fresh ones is relatively short, don't let that worry you. Fresh ones that are frozen are a great alternative and available throughout the year. To make my favorite spring salad, all we do is combine some mayo with a little milk, a bit of sugar, and some salt and pepper. After that's mixed well, we toss in a good amount of freshly blanched spring peas or frozen peas that we've thawed and drained, along with some cooked and crumbled bacon, a cup or so of diced cheddar cheese, and some chopped red onion. You know, it really doesn't get any easier than this. This salad is as fitting with grilled fish as it is with fried chicken or a big burger. What makes it so addictive is the combination of flavors. The peas give it its freshness, the bacon its smokiness, and the cheese its creaminess. To get the recipe for our easy peasy pea salad, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a fresh tasting anytime way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Easy peasy. You can find this recipe along with a lot more good food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOANnewsnow.com. Here's a look at our 4 state market prices.
You know, we've stayed out of the fray so far, haven't had any lightning, but remember, we still got about another 1/4 to 1/2 an inch of rain that's going to fall, so watch out for those roads, especially south of I-44 for the commute home. But after, say, 6 o'clock, we should be done with it, and then we get a nice little warm-up as we head into the weekend.
All right, what do we have coming up tonight at 5?
Well, at 5, drug maker AstraZeneca releases updated information on U.S. trials of its COVID-19 vaccine. We're going to have the numbers and the latest in the battle against the coronavirus. Plus, a local pharmacy explains waste lists and how those waiting to be vaccinated can sign up. And Fort Scott Community College students will not pay certain fees next year thanks to federal funding. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's all coming up on KOAM News at 5.
All right, thank you, Dow. Thanks for joining us for KOAM News at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.